grab your snacks, hide your show mates, ditch your reliance, and let's dive into this Big Brother drama with Kinda Unhinged. What's up, guys? Welcome back to my channel. I'm back with another Big Brother video, and we are on episode 17. So we began this episode right after the nomination ceremony where Vince, Keanu, and Zach were all just nominated. So Ava and Will are in the HOH room, and he's congratulating her on her nominations and making big moves, putting up strong players. And then they see that Zach is coming up to confront Ava. So she tells Will to hide in the bathroom. I'm not entirely sure why, but she did. So Will's hiding in the bathroom when Zach comes in. Basically, Ava's like, well, I think you can win the veto. Like, you're not my target. And he's like, well, you told me I was safe. And she's like, yeah, at the time I thought you were safe, but things changed. So he says in like one of his diary room segments, he says that, he still has his power. He won week 1 where he can buy his way off the block. So he can bribe her, give her the 10K, and she'll have to take him off the block. Well, he said that he would never give her his 10K. So he's mad. He's that upset, which I don't blame him, because you don't go around telling people that they're safe and then change it up on them and don't even give them a heads up. But that's neither here nor there. So Morgan, Mickey, Zach, and Vince are all in an alliance together, the Melting Pot Alliance. And 2 of the 4 of them are sitting on the block. And her reaction to it is kind of sketch. And they know that she's close to Ava. So they're kind of like, did she have something to do with it? Like, is she targeting us for some reason? And Morgan starts to think, well, if she is in on it, then logically I'm the next one to be put on the block. So Mickey says in her diary room that she's not happy that Vince and Zach are on the block, but she had to do what she had to do in order to save Ashley. So she was kind of, torn between alliances, basically. So then Vince goes up and talks to Ava, and he's trying to fill her out, and he asks her if he's the target, and she says no, even though he is indeed the target. And he knows that he's the target even after talking to her. So Will and Ashley go and talk to Mickey and tell her that Morgan basically said that she's targeting Ava because Ava is going after 2 of her closest allies in the game. And this is terrible news for Mickey, because one of her closest allies that's in power, who was trying to target another of her allies, which was Ashley. So she saved Ashley. But then 2 of her alliance members get put on the block. And now that's casted a light on her 3rd alliance member, who is supposed to be her number 2 in this game. Mickey is in a tough spot this week. So naturally, when she hears this from Will and Ashley, she's starting to panic and she needs to talk to Ava. So Mickey goes and tells Ava that Morgan is thinking about targeting her. And Ava's like, oh, she wants to target me and she wants to talk about my nominations? Like, why is she upset? She's not on the block, but now she's definitely going to be the renom. And Mickey's like, this isn't what I thought this was gonna do, which I don't know why she didn't think that this would go exactly the way that it went, but that's exactly how it was gonna go. I don't know. I'm not sure what other way she thought it was gonna go. So now she's really panicking and she's really freaking out because she doesn't know what to do. Speaking of freaking out and panicking, Vince is starting to get scared because Ava blew up his game that he goes around telling everybody what they want to hear. So he feels like he's got to do some damage control. So he starts with Keanu. And Keanu tells him, you know what? If I win the power of veto, I might use it on you and just take my chances in the BB Blockbuster. And Vince can't believe his luck. And frankly, neither can I, because Keanu, what? Are you being Kelly right now? Like, chill. Why would you say that? So now we get to the veto comp, and they basically have to slide this chip across the floor, and there are all these different target amounts, and you have to get the highest target to stay in the game. And this is one of those competitions where there's punishments and there's prizes. So if you're the first person out, then you've picked the first prize. First prize is the power of veto. And then the second person to get out of the game, they pick their prize or punishment, and they can trade it for another prize or punishment. Yeah, so this is one of those type of competitions. emotions. So Will was the first person to be out of the competition, and he picked his prize, and his prize was the power of veto. So Keanu was eliminated second, and he got the partners in crime punishment, but he swapped that with Will's power of veto. Zach was eliminated third, and he received a London vacation. And then this was such a beautiful moment. He decided to swap his vacation with Will for the partners in crime punishment because he knew that Will wanted to take his wife on vacation. And that was such a nice moment. And Will appreciated it so much so that he said that he would 100% be a vote for Zach if he's still on the block. Ava was the fourth to be eliminated, and she got the butler punishment, but she swapped it with Keanu for the power of veto. And then we got down to Catherine and Vince, and Catherine won. And I was so happy for her because she was just talking about how she hasn't been able to prove herself in this game, and then she won this competition. So that was great to see. But before she could claim her prize, Vince had to claim his. And Vince got $5,000 as his prize. But he decided to swap with Ava and take the power of veto. So now Catherine claimed her prize. Her prize was a punishment called the hard-boiled detective. And obviously, she did not want to keep this punishment because she just won the competition. Like, why would she keep this punishment? And then Vince starts begging her. He's like, please just take the 5K. I need this power of veto. Please don't take the veto. Take the 5K. Please take the 5K. And I'm sitting there like, Catherine, do not take that 5K. You won the power of veto. You take the veto. And for a second there, I thought she was going to give in to him. But Catherine said, I want to swap for the veto. And she did. So Vince received the hard-boiled detective punishment, and Catherine got the golden power of veto. So Zach's punishment was called the partners in crime punishment. So hence the name, he needed a partner, and he was able to choose his own partner, and he decided to choose Rachel. So Vinny and Keanu get their costumes, and they look ridiculous. And in addition to Keanu's punishment wearing the costume, he also has to make the house guest pigs in a blanket whenever Big Brother tells him to. And he could be doing anything. He could be sleeping, he could be showering, and he has to stop what he's doing and make them pigs in a blanket. So for Zach and Rachel's punishment, they have 12 hours to steal 100K. Sounds easy enough, right? The problem with this is some of the money in the safe is dirty money. They have to steal only clean money, and there's only 4 bags with clean money. So if they pick a bag that's counterfeit, then they get shot with this blue dye, and then they have to go take a mug shot and stay in jail until they're released, and then they have to try again. So this went on and on and on. And at first they were having a good time, they were having fun, but as the time went on, as we got to 3, 4, 5 o'clock in the morning, they were worn out. Okay. So they worked hard for this competition. They finally got their 4th bag and completed their punishment. I felt bad for them at the end. They were just like, okay. So Will, Rachel, and Ashley are all talking. And Ashley tells Rachel that Morgan, Mickey, Vince, and Zach are basically saying that Rachel's only gonna make it as far as jury. And Rachel's like, excuse me? I didn't come back in this game just to be on jury. I came in this game to win. So then we get this segment in the storage room where Morgan is talking to Rachel. So Morgan says, I want you to make it to jury. And Rachel's like, I'm not playing for jury. I'm gonna make it to those last 2 chairs. And you can go tell your little friends that too. Was Rachel a little bit dramatic? Yes, but considering what she had just heard, I can understand why she was already defensive. So now Rachel's mad. So at the same time that Morgan brought up how she wanted to see Rachel get to jury, she also said that people were trying to break up the showman. So Rachel goes and tells Kat that. And Kat's like, oh, I have the power of veto, and maybe I'll go talk to Ava, and maybe I'll use the power of veto, and Morgan can be a renom. And Ava's already on board with that because she wants to nominate Morgan. So we get to the power of veto ceremony, and Catherine says that she has decided not to use the power of veto. And that was pretty much it, guys. You guys let me know how y'all felt about episode 17. Thank you so much for watching. If you want more BB content, please subscribe. And if you like this video, please hit the like.
Flurries, you better grab a life vest. Kristen.